Alright, what is up guys? It is Super here and welcome to another Injustice 2 video, and today we have another Q&A video for you guys. Like I mentioned in my MKX Q&A video, I haven't done one of these in a while since, before I went to Vegas like a week ago. So I don't know which one you guys are going to see first. Regardless, I always enjoy doing these Q&A videos. They're some of my favorite videos to do because I actually just get to sit down and talk, which you guys know I like to do. So let's get started here. First question, by the way, if you have your own questions about Injustice 2, make sure you guys leave it in the comments, and if I've answered it already, I'll most likely reply in a comment, or someone else will probably reply telling you guys that I answered the question already with probably the answer. So let's get started here. First question comes from Tyler, and he asks, do you think the Atom would make it into Injustice 2, and if so, how do you think he would play? Well, Tyler, I 100% don't think the Atom would make it, not because he's a bad character, but because I think he would be ridiculously overpowered. Just imagine the Atom being able to shrink. How crazy would that be? We complain about Melina's hitbox in Mortal Kombat X. Just imagine how small the Atom's hitbox would be. Oh, it would be a fucking nightmare. So just based on that, I don't think he would ever make it. Maybe they would only allow him to grow bigger, but not smaller. Maybe that would be an answer, but then they take away, something that is, true to the character, becoming smaller, So, yeah, I don't think that would ever happen. But if it did, I'm sure they would balance it somehow. But I really don't see how you would be able to balance the Atom's small hitbox. I remember when I was doing the Joker Starlaz mission and the Atom came up and he shrunk down and you had to do a little course. I was like, just imagine if this character would be in a fighting game, how overpowered he would be, because no one would be able to hit him, yet he would be able to hit everybody. So it would be pretty crazy, but never say never, I guess. But just in my opinion, I don't think he would have a chance to make it, just based on he would be ridiculously overpowered, having such a small hitbox when he turns little. So moving on here, Superhero asks, who is your least favorite character in Injustice 2 so far? The ones that have been revealed, in my least favorite character would probably be Wonder Woman, just because I never played her in the first Injustice game, and I don't have too much interest. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have too much interest in playing Wonder Woman, even though I will play her. I will learn her as best as I can, because I do want to play with every single character in the game. But as far as everyone on the roster so far, Wonder Woman for sure is the one that I'm least excited about, I guess you could say. I definitely don't dislike her. I have no preference. I don't like her. I don't dislike her. I'm actually looking forward to the movie, the Wonder Woman movie. Maybe that will make me like Wonder Woman a lot more. You know what I mean? When the movie comes out, if it's really good, we'll see. But I don't like her and I don't dislike her. She's just the one that I like. Out of all the characters, I don't really want to play her too much. Aquaman is another one that a lot of people would probably say he's boring, but I actually did play Aquaman a little bit, and I kind of enjoyed his playstyle, I'm not gonna lie, in the first Injustice game. So out of all the characters, Wonder Woman for sure is the one that I'm least excited for. Moving on here, Dragon Thunder asks, if you could pick any Dragon Ball Z character to be in Injustice 2, who would you pick? For sure, Vegeta. Vegeta would be like the number one person that I think anyone would pick to be in a fighting game, because Goku would be pretty boring as far as intro dialogues, and just imagine how entertaining Vegeta's lines would be with a lot of these fucking characters. But if you want to go in the Goku route, you can, because you could then match up Goku versus Superman, the ultimate debate on the ultimate matchup on who would be stronger. Obviously Superman would win, but if I had to choose one Dragon Ball Z character, it would definitely be Vegeta. Moving on here, let's see. All right, Strong Side asks, will Injustice 2 play like Mortal Kombat X or Injustice 1? I hope it's now like MKX or not like MKX. I don't remember what. Did I write this question wrong? I don't know, but let me just answer your question, Strong Side. Injustice 2 will play identical to the first Injustice. It will be a better version of the first Injustice. Everything about the fight style, the back three, the forward three, the interactable, the 3-button layout, the trait system, everything in Injustice 2 fighting wise will be the same in Injustice 2. Did I say that wrong? Everything fighting wise in Injustice will carry over to Injustice 2. It will be an identical game, just that a lot more improved. Hopefully the walk speed is sped up. The dashes are going to be sped up. I don't think the stage goes as far back as the first Injustice does, and the characters are definitely closer to the screen, but they do like zoom out a lot. Like, it's still a giant stage. Zoning is still going to be pretty good, and it's just going to be a better version of the first Injustice game. So hope that answers your question. Antho asks, what would be the best settings for training / getting better? And Antho, the number one thing that I would recommend, as Wonder Woman throws a poor human being with her super strength to the ground and probably killed him. I always thought that was funny. When I first watched that, I was like, what the hell is Wonder Woman doing? But anyways, back to your question, Antho, the way to get better in fighting games is to obviously spend a lot of time in training mode, learn everything about your character. I know that sometimes frame data and stuff like that is something that you might not think is too important, or you might not want to put time into, but trust me, once you get it down with one character, it's going to be easy for every other character you learn. Just learn it for one character first. Learn what the frames are for that specific character. Learn when it's your turn to press buttons, when it's your opponent's turn to press buttons. And once you do that with one character, it's going to be easy with the other characters you try to learn. So definitely spend a lot of time in training mode. Like I mentioned in my MKX Q&A, like 75% of my total play time since MKX came out has been in training mode. The other 25% has been, like actually playing versus people. I think training mode is incredibly important. You get to learn a lot about the characters and your opponents, so I would definitely recommend playing a lot of training mode. And also, if you have time, not everyone has a lot of time like I do to watch, a bunch of videos and a bunch of matches and stuff. Try to study, or just try to see what people are doing with the character that you want to get good with. And that is the main thing that I do to learn a character. Of course, once you learn your character, you could go into training mode and come up with your own stuff. But to start off at like a good starting point, it's good to see what other people are doing that are good with that character, and try to understand why they're doing that and try to imitate it. And then once you get that down, you go into training mode, you come up with your own setups, and then it just takes time. It takes time. You're not going to be really good overnight. It didn't take me a couple days. It took me like a month, weeks, to start even winning matches in MKX. So it's just going to take some time. But definitely a lot of training mode. Watch footage of people who are good with the character that you want to get good with, and, just play. So moving on here, Manny asks, Super, do you think if Nightwing returns to the game, will it be as Dick Grayson or Damian Wayne? I do remember that in one of the universes, or in one of the worlds, I don't remember which one, Dick Grayson is dead, so Damian Wayne actually took over as the Nightwing, but I don't remember which one it was. I don't know if it's like the main one that they focus on, but I think, if they were to have Nightwing return, it definitely is going to be Dick Grayson, in my opinion. I definitely think it should be Dick Grayson, and then of course have a Damian Wayne costume in the gear system. I think that's how I would do it if I was NetherRealm. So hopefully it is Dick Grayson. Dematro or Demetor asks, do you think there's a chance for more Suicide Squad characters to be playable DLC in Injustice 2? Yeah, I think DLC would probably be the best, fit, or the best bet for another Suicide Squad character. Maybe Enchantress. She would definitely be the #1 character that I would pick to be a part of Injustice 2 from the Suicide Squad like movie. As far as members of the Suicide Squad, I guess it depends if you want to go with the movie or you want to go with like the comics. You know, I would definitely I would like to see Killer Frost, either her or King Shark, someone like that, maybe even Killer Croc. I would like to see them be a part of Injustice 2. I know that Killer Frost was already in the first Injustice, but I actually really like her now. I think she's really cool, and I would like to see her come back. So last question here comes from Kate, and he asks, for Injustice 2, do you think Ares will return due to the upcoming Wonder Woman movie? Also, do you think Bane will return? Both have potential for sick looking gear. Well, Cade, I actually had Ares in my 28 character roster prediction, but it's actually, to me at least, is looking like a slimmer and slimmer chance of him making it. I think, you know, a lot of the returning characters are staple DC characters that everyone knows. So I think with maybe like the villains and stuff like that, they might go a little bit more obscure and not so popular characters. And Ares, I don't know if Ares would be considered a really popular character or not, but since he was in the first Injustice game, I don't think he is going to be a returning member anymore. I would actually like to see him return, but with a change to his gameplay just a little bit. Like, I personally don't like teleport characters. That's why I don't like playing Displacer Raiden too much, because he's like a teleport character. Same thing with Ares. You know, I tried him out, didn't really like his playstyle, but he looks sick as fuck, and I could just imagine the gear for Ares. And Bane, I think that NetherRealm is going to go with other Batman villains, and I think Bane is going to be left out, unfortunately, because I do think that he has the potential to have some really sick looking gear. But that's going to be it for today's Q&A video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.